Rana, and welcome to FM Tahiti. I hope you're all doing well today. We've come back for some international matches. So we've got 2 Austral Island matches coming up. These are just friendlies, but they're important because they're friendlies against opposition outside of Oceania. They're actually, generally speaking, much higher than us in the kind of rankings. So we've got India, who are 93rd, who only have one real player in the team. Doesn't look anything special, to be honest. Sorry, Raj. But they're rated 93rd. And then we've got Luxembourg, European based. They've got a few more players in there. So a few playing for Dudlanga, which I think is one of the teams that Loki Doki used in the FM19 Journeyman. So check that out. And I think they've actually qualified for Europe this year. We can't see what they're like. But they're 155th. And just as a reminder, where are we? Where is... 152nd. So actually, in the time between setting up the friendly and getting to it, we've actually increased in the world rankings a little bit. So we've got to the point where we're just above Luxembourg now. So basically, we've got one match where India should basically destroy us, and one match against Luxembourg, which should be closer. But actually, I think in both cases, we're going to get destroyed. So I've just brought you to see the squad again. And I'm going to do a quick check to see if there's anyone new out there that we might want to take on board. But basically, we don't have any major injury issues. The squad we had before looks fine. We've got some big names like Matt Payne, Spearling from us. We've got in the squad. Paul Manuel, we've also got in the squad as to Sam Porter, who still looks amazing as a right back. I mean, he's almost good enough to get into my Preston team in my other save that's in the Premiership. Whether that just means Preston are really bad, I don't know, but his attributes and the spread of them are pretty decent. I also love the fact he can throw really long, because I love the kind of Rory Delap style throws. But basically the squad looks good. But let's have a look at the national pool. Filtered, let's just have everyone in on all sides for this. I just want to do a quick check. Cap-wise, is there anyone missing? So Mark McIntyre's not getting in. He's got a lot of caps, but he's getting on and he's not as good as the other options, I don't think. Jake Lamb's 34 is retiring. No, he's not going to get in. Ben Richards, he looks okay, nothing special. Tim Grove, Cameron Bell, Nick Higgins. He used to play for us. I don't think... Oh, Dave Kerr, that's the key one, isn't it? I want to bring Dave Kerr into the squad, I think. Let's have a look. Who do we have in the midfield we might want to get rid of? Brearley? Doesn't look anything special. Plays for Moria or Wilkinson? They both look pretty pants, don't they? Tries killer balls, dictates tempo, looks for pass, tries long range passes, plays 1-2s. Sorry, Chris. Remove you. I've not got anything against players with 1-2s. In fact, 1-2s are really useful. Iho Crudestar on or Crusader Star Sar, can never say it right. On Dictate the Game's got a good series with Roma, and in the Roma he's got a tactic that uses 1-2s that are really kind of integral to the actual. I can only move up to 123s. What? Ah, I was looking at the wrong menu entirely. I think that is us done. But yeah, he's got a tactic that uses 1-2s. And he's really good. He's really part of it. Player preferred moves make a really big difference the way tactics work. So we'll just confirm this squad. Ignore this. We don't need to deal with this. My assistant manager Henry for the wings is going to need another contract, or maybe I'll just give Seth Waite the opportunity. They're all rubbish, but it's just Henry for the name, or Seth Waite because of the nostalgia, because he used to play for us for Austral Islands and for the Humpbacks. Right, I'm going to pause here and just going to come back in 1 second for you guys in time for the actual match. Right, so we're back. Not much happened in the news. I had to deal with the whole kind of, is your squad too young? Young kind of questions. So it's got an average age of 23, which isn't too bad, really. So I said, yeah, it's fine. Squad's largely been changed. I think Kerr is the only change, that one addition. So there's nothing massive to answer. But basically, I told the players that these two friendlies against India and Luxembourg are your chance to stake your, claim for a place, blah blah blah. And that's because we've got the Atoll Championship coming up in about a month or two, which is the kind of local competitive competition. It's got a really low reputation for an international competition. It's just bragging rights between the kind of Polynesian islands. So we've got that to look forward to. I want to win that one. Really tough because Tahiti are tough, but I have won it in the past with Marquesas. So I want to do it with the Austral Islands because I like them more. We've got our flag. This is the Austral Islands flag. Even though it's not a real nation, this is the flag of that region. So we've got India. But one thing I wanted to point out before I forget, before we get into this, is something has happened, and it's not international related, but I want to show you the news item before it disappears. Probably work out what's going on. So last year we were told we were looking for somewhere to build a stadium, and I was joking around saying, well, either it's at the top end of the island, the bottom end of the island, or in the middle, because it's quite a short island. It's Tuamotun. But he didn't have any details. We didn't know what really was going to be going on, how much it's going to cost. And this is it. This is us financially destroyed with a stadium we don't really need. So it's going to cost us $750,000 more or less. It's going to be grass, no more sand. So I don't need to change the colour of the ball anymore to make sure people can see it. No undersoil heating needed because, tropics. Going to start building it. Well, they've already started building it now. And it'll be finished at the end of next season. So we won't be playing in it. We'll still be playing in the aerodome as far as I'm aware. We've got 60,000 by selling the aerodome. We've got a loan as well, and then a grant. But basically we've got a new loan, so financially this is not good. I hope we start filling this. I hope the moment we get in there we start filling this, but I doubt it. Just not big enough yet. But I thought I'd let you know about that one. That's a domestic problem. Let's ignore that and just go on and play India now. This is the tactic we went with before. So this is the one that's inspired by the Angels with Dirty Faces. It's a really good chapter as well to read in the Inverting the Pyramid book. But I think also there is a book by the same writer on that. So it's worth having a look. We've got different movement from the forwards and the shadow striker. You've got the complete wing backs giving actual width and so on. So hopefully this will carry on doing the job. It worked quite well last match. If it doesn't, I do have my backup plan, which is Tuamotun wings hoofball, which is what we were using towards the end of the season. I'm hoping this will do the trick. Let's get in some players on the bench. I think we can pretty much have everyone. Yep, there we go. Pretty much everyone. We managed to get Kerr in the hole here behind everyone else. That should be alright. I don't think there's anyone on the bench we need to worry about particularly. Give it a go. Again, apologies if this episode's a bit long, but I do like taking a bit more time with the international ones. There's Raj, their one real player. Be assertive. We're favourites apparently. I think that is a lie. We are playing in the Austral Islands, so India have travelled a reasonable distance to come and see us, a few thousand miles at the very least. We're playing in the Cave, which the Cave is the national stadium for the Austral Islands. It's 5,000 seater. No other domestic teams play there, it's just for international duty. Ganguly, the cricketer. Ooh, not the greatest defender, was it? Spin ball by Ganguly. Initial save, and then the defence just wasn't there to pick that up. It's a margins thing, isn't it? If we were a better team, we would have had people responding a bit quicker to that. 3 minutes in. This is what we've got to get used to, because if we do ever get to the World Cup, it's going to be harder than this. Okay, Palmstorp. Go long. Oh, Kerr. He was making the run, but straight into the defender. Raj, the real player. That was a good goal. This is going to be bad, isn't it? This is just the start. Okay. Let's look at this. So Raj gets free on this side. So he's got a bit too much space. Alfonso also has a bit too much space on the other side when he comes back in. I'm wondering maybe the fact that we don't have any wingers is causing an issue. We'll see. We'll just look at it. It's a friendly. If we lose, we lose. That's perfectly fine. And at least we're testing ourselves against bigger opposition. The other kind of Polynesian sides tend not to do friendlies against anyone who's not from Oceania, so they're not stretching themselves against bigger teams. I think it's only really Tahiti that have played teams bigger than those in Oceania. Ooh, bit of a scramble going in and out. Who's taking this? Number 2. Porter. Alright then. Okay, not alright. Our right back took it. Right back is probably our best player, like attribute wise, but maybe not for corners. For penalties even. Not for corners either, by the look of that. A little back heel. Unnecessary. So we could have brought it back to 2-1, we've not. Thanks, Porter. 6.2 for his rate, 6.1. He's not reacted well to this. His body language is okay, apparently. Match stats wise, we're quite close. 3 shots on target for both of us. This is where X goals or expected goals will be good. Okay. Let's ask them to show a bit of desire. Let's look at the tactics. Should we go to this other one? Do we have anyone who can play on the right? We do have some players who can play on the right, I think. Not as out and out right wingers, but let's do it. So let's bring on a bit of favouritism. Let's bring on Paul Manuel. And let's have maybe either be Wallace or Wilkinson. Wilkinson off McCormick there. That should do it. That's what we need. A bit of a change. See if we can be a bit more attacking. Because we've only really had that one move that resulted in penalty. We've not been shown any highlights that suggest we're actually doing much. So going back to that kind of XG, expected goal metric, it looks like we've had shots, but shots that are low on the XG. Kutimani, good name. Like it. They're passing it around alright for grey players. Turns out having the winger there did not help with the width. And Afonso scored again. Good name, I wish he was a real player. Ganguly getting involved too. Nice. Appreciate a well worked goal. Bit sad we're getting pumped 3-0, but we do kind of deserve it. Right, let's get Porter off because he's not playing well, and I'll just be asked why I didn't bring him off. Twig on instead. O'Brien and Payne aren't really playing well either. Bring on Wallace for O'Brien. Had one more shot on target since half time, so actually we're underperforming in comparison to the first half. The tactics change. So I think we can put down that tactic change is not quite working. Right, let's just make a few subs, get them some caps. I'm not even looking at who these play. Oh, there we go, we're done. So you got Luxembourg next. We've lost as kind of predicted. I have to admit, I did secretly hope we'd do a little bit better than 3-0. I'm just reminding myself we're playing against a lot. Well, it's definitely a bigger team. The population difference between this and between India and the Austral Islands is huge. Stamek, poor ball. Oh, Stamek. Nice. You're making a claim to maybe start against Luxembourg. Stamenik, not Stamek. I think India would be a good team to play in FM. I might do that for the beta maybe or something like that. I was thinking for the beta when it comes out, because obviously I can't play the Tahiti one until the editor's out. I was thinking maybe India, but I'm also thinking maybe just going to Northern Ireland and trying to do the kind of Nepenthes sort of challenge, or the Smiley challenge as it's sometimes known, where you get a player to score 1,000 goals. And there's a really good thread on Sports Interactive from a guy called Nepenthes who does FIFA videos now about that. I was thinking of doing that, but India could be interesting. Let's see what the league setup looks like. There'd definitely be a good kind of club and country save. So there we go. Lost 3-0. I'm not too sad. A little sad, but not too sad. So we can move on to the next game. So I'll be back in just a second. Right then, so next up we have Luxembourg, who I think actually might be even harder than India, even though the rankings are different. I just think there are more real Luxembourg players in there, Luxembourgian players in there. Let's see what we can do. We'll go with the same starting lineup just for a bit of consistency. We'll go back to this tactic because it wasn't any worse than the 4-4-2 and we don't have any right wingers. And thinking back to when I put this tactic together, it wasn't just being inspired by the Angels with dirty faces. It was the strengths and weaknesses of the squad, and the weakness of the kind of pool we've got for the Austral Islands is that there's no real out-and-out right wingers that we can call on, especially not like two we can call on, so we've got depth. The ones we do have are actually more attacking midfielders or forwards or inside forwards, so we'll ignore that and just go with this. Stamenik will come on as well. Oh, he looks very real. He's got an actual face. 32. He looks very good. We're done. That's it. Apologies for all the goals against us in advance to the fans. But it's all experience. Stand for the anthems. We are in our blue away kit. We're fetching shoulder stripes. Don't know if you can hear that on the microphone. It's absolutely lashing down with rain outside. Ooh. 3 minutes again. Just like against India. Have I done the wrong thing in making us play against really good teams? Should I have just been playing against really bad teams so I can get tactic working and know what's wrong with it? No, he's onside. Definitely onside. Go on, McCormick. Nah. At least we've got a free kick. At least we've got a highlight. That's one. So according to the rankings, we should beat Luxembourg, but I am not at all convinced. What was that tackle? It's a good job he missed because he would have been sent off for that. From behind, 2 feet, and last man? Or at least a good attacking opportunity. It's no good. Maybe I should just have some attacking midfielders in that kind of right and left position. Almost. I love the flags in the background. I don't know if you can see that. It's just behind this bit here. It's got the Austral Islands versus Luxembourg like flag on. It says Austral Islands at the top. I do love that little touch, and I never realised how much I loved it until I had my own like custom graphics in. I hope that's in FM20 as well. Those kind of little graphical touches they do behind the scenes to take whatever graphics you put in. So taking the badge, taking the flags, taking the names and whatnot, and just mashed it all together. It's a nice touch. Okay. Oh, Hersig. He's on thin ice, isn't he? Real thin ice. Right, tactically, I'm going to make another change. The Angels with dirty faces, my team are not. They cannot do that kind of Argentinian attacking swagger that they had. And also, they can't defend, and they don't seem to be putting any crunching tackles in either. Well, they're trying, but missing. Yeah, just it's friendly doesn't mean you don't hurt them. Right. So I'm thinking O'Brien is alright. Put him here. Let's do this. Let's bring on I put on Stamek or I want to put on Manuel. I'm sorry, Stamek. I know I said I was going to bring him on, but plans have changed. And Wilkinson for O'Brien. Let's try this. See how that goes. They're down as wingers there. Inside forward. Yeah, let's try that. Not sure this is going to work. You gotta try something. We still only need one goal to rescue something from it. Make sure our rankings don't take a hit from the fact we've been playing against the bigger boys. So I went silent for a bit because I was contemplating what I could do, and then that has woken me up. Eros Dalka. Or Dal. Yeah, Dalka. Good Route 1 football there. Outdone us. And it goes. Keeper should have stopped that. Okay, 2-0. That was a good goal. I'm almost fine with that. Shame being beaten by Luxembourg 2-0. Glad it's happening now, though. And reassess. Oh, that was terrible. I'm going to have to think, what are our strengths? What are our weaknesses? Weaknesses, obviously, we can't defend. We don't have a right winger. But trying to play centrally clearly hasn't worked either. I'm wondering if I'm always going back to hoofball. It's the right of the weak. Oh, pins through. That penalty? Yeah, of course it is. Tritz. Oh, Porter only just scored that one. Okay, back in with a shout. Let's make some subs, some fresh legs on here. No one's jumping out. Lamb's not doing well. Let's take him off. Jesse Thomas can come on for McCormick, I think. We have clawed one back. Completely undeserved. It was a good move, and that was more of a direct approach. Yeah, maybe a 4-4-1-1 would work. No, I'm going to go back to the drawing board, I think. Ready for the Atoll Championship. T1. Generous to us, I would say, for that one. That is why we play friendlies. We are going to need to be better in competitive fixtures, but at least we know just how bad we are now. We lost to Luxembourg and we lost to India. Not completely unexpected. I at least thought there'd be a little bit more fight in us. I thought that our tactics would be a bit more productive, so that's back to the drawing board. If we look at the international schedule, I forgot about this. I don't think I did this on camera, didn't I? I think it's because we were playing a lot of the domestic matches then. So we beat Pakistan, which was surprising, but nice. Drew with North Korea, which means our players get to survive. Beat St. Kitts and Nevis. Lost to India, lost to Luxembourg, and then we've got this coming up. So the start of August. We've not actually got that long. July in between the rest of June to think of something to do to win. From this, I'm expecting we'll beat Gambier and Tuamotun Islands. Bass Islands and Marquesas will be a bit more of a struggle, but I think we should still be able to do it. And then Tahiti will be the massive issue, because if you look at the past winners for this, there have been non-Tahiti winners, but this time last time Marquesas Islands won, it was us. And then it's been a long time since the Austral Islands did out, so we'll see. We will see. So I'm going to think about a tactic. If you get a chance to post the video before the Atoll Championship stuff comes up, which you might have done, depending on how horrible work is to me, then let me know what kind of tactic you think I should use, because clearly this doesn't work. I'm looking at the national pool. If I try and this, get midfielders and attacking midfielders in, let's see who's on the right. Don't know if we've got players we need to actually do anything on the right hand side. We'll see. We will see. Well, thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.